Hey everyone, so episode 23, a final conclusion to season 1 I suppose. I really didn't expect this fight to be that fast. It only took one episode and that's it. Really interesting this episode though. Although they sped it up, they actually delve pretty deeply into Psyqualia here and the actual psychology that goes behind it, the physiological damage, the psychological damage, and even the physical damage into it as well, which is definitely really interesting, as we can see that both Aichi and Ren actually suffer physical damage from it. So, very interesting how they go about with this. Definitely a lot better than how they went about in the original series. We can see that Psyqualia is a completely different concept in this point. It doesn't actually necessarily control a person, it's more so their personalities are already like that, and I think we won't be seeing that whole edgy Aichi phase, luckily. Very interestingly enough, it showcased quite a lot of things. I mean, again, we got to see more of the relationship between Kai, Aichi and Ren, and you know, we got an understanding between Ren and Aichi and their connection with the type of upbringing they had. So that's definitely really cool. We actually got an introduction to a grade 4 unit, so that's definitely very interesting, seeing its particular skill at news here, and I do think that that will particularly secure the game for Aichi here. And yeah, next episode, as you can see in the previews, you can obviously tell that I think things will be resolved at that point. So I do like how this particular first season has actually turned out, and it definitely ended things in a really good way, with a really good fashion here. I think Bushiroad definitely really wants to push the other clans that have yet to receive their support, so because of that I think it does make sense for them to end season 1 as soon as possible, but definitely doesn't feel rushed at all. Definitely feels like a really good thing, considering how they actually developed the concept of how Psyqualia works in this particular version compared to the original series. So that's pretty much all I've really got out of this episode. It was just really awesome seeing how things worked. So seeing how grade 4 units are now integrated into the main deck definitely really piques my interest as to what the actual game itself will become with grade 4s. So I don't know if they're going to be a good thing for the deck, or the particular game itself, or if it's going to be a big mess and it's more so just a final option that you could play. But there has to be some certain drawbacks to it. As we can see in this particular one, Aichi ends up going back to Blaster Blade as the Vanguard, so that means he actually drops 2 grades. I really have no idea about this, and if that's the case, do they actually keep the imaginary gifts because they're no longer on grade 3? Definitely raises a lot of questions here, but overall I do think it will. But that's basically all I really have to say about this episode. It was really interesting. But yeah, tell me what you guys thought about this. Tell me if I actually missed out anything that might be important, and we can talk about it in the discussion in the comment section down below. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.